Have you ever trusted someone so completely that you believed every word they said, only to discover that every promise was built on lies? I did, and by the time I learned the truth, my entire life had already started falling apart. But here's the thing, he thought I would cry. He thought I would beg. He thought I would quietly disappear. Instead, I became the one person who destroyed every lie he had spent years protecting. My name is Emma, and for 5 years I believed I had the perfect relationship. Daniel wasn't flashy, he wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he knew exactly what to say. Every morning he kissed my forehead before work. Every night he called to ask if I had eaten dinner. Whenever someone asked about our future, he smiled and said, "One day she'll be my wife." How could I ever doubt someone like that? Looking back now, the warning signs were always there. I just refused to see them. About 6 months before everything fell apart, Daniel slowly started changing. He began working late. His phone never left his hand. Whenever I walked into the room, the screen suddenly went dark. At first, I laughed it off. Everyone gets busy. Everyone deserves privacy. That's what I kept telling myself. Then birthdays became forgotten. Date nights became cancelled. Weekend trips suddenly turned into business meetings. Still, whenever I questioned him, he had the perfect answer. "You worry too much. You're imagining things. Don't you trust me?" Those words became my prison. Because every time I asked another question, I ended up apologizing instead. One evening, I surprised him by bringing dinner to his office. I wanted us to spend time together. Maybe remind ourselves why we had fallen in love. But when I reached the building, the receptionist looked confused. "Daniel." She checked the employee list twice. "He left over 3 hours ago." I smiled awkwardly. "Oh, maybe I misunderstood." I walked back to my car pretending everything was fine. But inside, something cracked. Where had he gone? Why had he lied? I wanted to follow him. I wanted answers. Instead, I drove home alone. That night he arrived after midnight. He looked tired. Or maybe he was pretending. "I'm sorry," he sighed. The meeting took forever. I stared into his eyes. For a moment, I almost told him what I knew. Instead, I smiled. "It's okay." That tiny lie became the beginning of everything. Over the next few weeks, I started paying attention. Not spying, just noticing. Receipts from expensive restaurants, hotel reward emails, unknown numbers calling late at night. Then one afternoon, a message appeared on his tablet while he was in the shower. I wasn't trying to read it. It simply appeared. One sentence. "I can't wait until she finally finds out." No name, no explanation, just that one sentence. My heart stopped. Who was she? Was it me, or someone else? Daniel rushed out of the bathroom and grabbed the tablet so quickly it almost fell from his hands. His smile disappeared. "What are you doing?" "I wasn't doing anything. You were looking through my things." For the next 30 minutes, he blamed me. He accused me. He turned himself into the victim. And somehow, I apologized again. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying everything. Every excuse. Every cancelled plan. Every strange phone call. Every forgotten promise. For the first time in 5 years, I asked myself one terrifying question. What if the man I loved never really existed? I didn't know it yet. But within a few days, one unexpected phone call would expose a secret so massive that Daniel's entire world would come crashing down. And mine would never be the same again. The next morning, I couldn't focus on anything. I kept staring at my phone, hoping Daniel would say something that made all my doubts disappear. Instead, he sent a simple message. "Working late again. Don't wait for me." Those 6 words felt colder than ever before. For the first time, I didn't answer. A few hours later, my phone rang. The number was unknown. Normally, I would have ignored it. But something inside me said, "Answer it." "Hello." There was silence for a moment. Then a woman's voice. "Are you Emma?" "Yes. I know this is going to sound strange, but I think you deserve to know the truth." My heart began pounding. "Who are you?" "My name is Sarah." There was another pause. "I've been dating Daniel for almost 2 years." Everything around me seemed to stop. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. I thought she had the wrong person. There must be some mistake. I wish there was. Then she quietly added, "He told me he was single." I sat down before my legs gave out. Sarah wasn't angry. She sounded just as heartbroken as I was. She explained that Daniel had promised they would move in together soon. He had introduced her to friends. He had even talked about marriage. The same promises he had made to me. Neither of us knew the other existed. Then she sent me photos. Daniel smiling beside her. Daniel celebrating birthdays. Daniel wearing the same watch. On the same weekends he claimed to be traveling for work. Every picture matched one of his lies. I cried for hours. Not because I had lost him. Because I realized I had never truly had him. That night, Daniel came home acting as if nothing had happened. He hugged me, asked how my day was. Even smiled while making dinner. Watching him pretend so naturally hurt more than the truth itself. I smiled back, but this time, I wasn't the one being fooled. Over the next 2 weeks, Sarah and I stayed in touch. Instead of fighting each other, we worked together. Piece by piece, the truth became impossible to ignore. There wasn't just one lie. There were dozens. Different stories for different people. Different excuses every weekend. Even money he claimed he was saving for our future had quietly disappeared. I wanted revenge. Not the kind that destroys lives. The kind that reveals the truth. Because lies survive only in darkness. The first step was simple. I stopped confronting him. Instead, I listened. Whenever he invented another excuse, I simply nodded. Every lie became another piece of evidence. Soon, he became overconfident. He believed I trusted him completely. One evening he proudly announced, "I have an important business dinner Friday night." I smiled. "Good luck." He kissed my forehead and left. Exactly 15 minutes later, Sarah sent me a photo. Daniel was sitting across from her in a beautiful restaurant. His business meeting. His biggest mistake. That was the moment I knew. I wasn't chasing answers anymore. I had all the answers I needed. Now I needed the right moment. Sarah and I made a plan. No shouting, no drama, no public scene, just one simple moment where every lie would collapse under its own weight. We chose Daniel's birthday dinner. He had invited close friends, family, and coworkers. He wanted everyone together. He expected another perfect evening. Instead, it would become the day no one ever forgot. For the next week, I acted exactly the same. I laughed at his jokes, wrapped his birthday gift, helped organize the dinner. He never suspected anything. The more confident he became, the calmer I felt, because for the first time in months, I wasn't reacting to his lies. I was waiting for the perfect moment to let the truth speak for itself. Little did Daniel know, his biggest secret was only one dinner away from crashing down in front of everyone he cared about.